So I'm really excited about this video. Today we're talking about how to prepare to be a wife step by step. This video is for you. If you're single, I think this is the best time to learn this, to fully grasp it. And it's also for you if you're engaged, about to get married. I promise these are amazing step-by-steps that actually work. They truly helped me in my own personal life, and now I'm gonna share them with you. Number one will be start praying for your husband. So if you're single, this one's great because you're already putting yourself in that place where you're asking for your husband, you're praying for him specifically. I used to do this way before I even knew who my husband was, and I would pray and be like, God, please, whatever he's going through, help him. If he needs healing in his life, heal him, because I knew that if he had things that needed healing, then I knew it would benefit me in the long run for when we were married. So for you, I really want to encourage you, if you're single, to start asking God for your husband, the husband you want, and also to heal him and how you want him to be. So that's number one, pray for him. And if you're engaged, start praying into the potential you see of your husband. So wherever you see God taking your husband, start praying for him in that direction. Number two is going to be learn self-control and discipline. This one is great because, for example, if you have an addiction or you struggle with certain things, once you learn self-control and discipline, when you get into marriage, it will be something that you have mastered to be in this place of discipline, and you're not bringing baggage into your marriage. So for example, if it's an addiction you struggle with food, or let's just say pornography, if you start finding the discipline in that, you're not going to bring it into your marriage. One of the things I would suggest you do, and you can pray about it, is learn how to fast. Ask God to show you in what area of your life he would like you to fast in, because that, honestly, I feel like fasting teaches you amazing self-control and discipline. Number three is learn to react in a wise way. So when we're upset, a lot of us can be foolish with our response, with how we talk. Sometimes we can say bad words, or we can get really, really angry. We can scream, break things. So in the moment, learn to be watchful with how you respond. So whenever someone upsets you, rather than reacting in a negative way, learn to react in a positive way, to see the good, and also to be wise, to not be foolish with your response. Because once you get married, there will be situations that, your husband will maybe make you upset. And this is going to happen. No matter what you say, it is going to happen, because we are two different personalities, two different people, and disagreements happen. So rather than responding on, you don't know what you're talking about, or you always do this, it could be in a different way as, what you just said really hurt me. And I know that's not your intention, because I know we're in this together. However, can you say, say this in a different manner, or can you please explain what you meant when you said that? So, because when we're in the heat of the moment, it's so easy to react. However, if we step back and ask the person, can you please explain what you meant? Or if we were to say, what you said was really hurtful, is that truly what you meant? It allows the person to explain themselves. Number four is read all of Proverbs, the book of Proverbs and the Bible. I can honestly say that Proverbs has been amazing for me. I read Proverbs before I got married, and when I look back and in certain situations in my marriage, I will remember Proverbs, to not be a nagging wife, to be kind, to honor my husband. Proverbs has honestly taught me how to be a wife. So I want to encourage you to grab your Bible and read Proverbs, whether you're single or engaged. Proverbs is life-changing, not just in marriage, but in your own personal life, to gaining knowledge and wisdom. Number five is don't assume. You see, I've fallen so many times into that trap where if someone says something or does something, I will assume rather than asking. Assuming can get you in a lot of trouble, not just mentally, but in how you react to others. So I want to encourage you that rather than assuming, it goes back to the last questions, that you would ask the person, I saw you do this, or the way you said this, like, what do you mean? So don't assume, ask questions. Number 6 is speak with kindness. It's really hard at times, when life gets stressful, to want to be rude or short or not answer. However, when you speak with kindness, with gentleness, with love, and you can start doing that now if you're single or engaged, practicing to be kind, to speak in a kind manner, that is how you will speak to your husband. So if you speak to him in a way where you're gentle with your words and you're kind, he will truly notice. My husband is constantly telling me how sweet I am, and it's amazing. And I know he's doing so because I speak with him with kindness, tenderly. So yeah, I would say for you, if that's something that you're struggling in at the moment, learn to speak with kindness. Number 7 is tell yourself divorce is not an option. In marriage, there will be things that come up that make you upset, that make you not want to be in it, that make you want to run away, especially if you struggle with rejection or not feeling enough. It will make you want to run away and not be in it for the long run. But remind yourself, divorce is not an option. We're here to win. We're gonna win. And if conflict arises, if things that are too hard to deal with, such as like pornography, cheating, hitting, those things that should never happen, and I do understand why people can get divorced for a situation like that, remind yourself, no matter what we go through, we're gonna be in this for the long run. And even if we need to seek counseling, number 1, seek God first, but number 2, if you need to seek counseling and help, do so. It's so important. And it starts getting you into that mindset once you get married that divorce is not an option, that you're in it for the long run. That's why in your vows you say for better or for worse. So just a reminder. Cheers. Not sponsored by Snapple. All right, so number 8 is find your healing now. You do not want to go into your marriage with a lot of junk. When we get married, none of us will ever be perfect. We're always growing. There's always healing to do. However, if you can start finding healing now in areas that you're really struggling or hurt, I would suggest you go seek a counselor or ask God to come and heal those areas in your life, and be diligent in that time with God to allow Him to heal you. Because when you're hurt in certain areas of your life, once you're married, if you haven't dealt with that trigger, your husband will be a part of triggering those areas if you're not watchful. Even if he doesn't mean to, he can still trigger you in certain ways. So I would say find that healing you need now. For example, if your dad used to be really harsh with you and command you a lot, if your husband is trying to lead you, you will think that maybe he's trying to be like your dad, and you will respond in a negative way. So my encouragement for you is find the healing now. It will be so worth it in the long run. Number 9 is become the best version of yourself. I remember when I was single, I heard something really funny, and it said, don't expect to date a Victoria's Secret model if you don't look like one. And I just think it's so funny. So what I feel like this quote meant was, you can't expect to find a man that is healed and strong and strong in the Lord and in his walk and mentally, if you yourself are like an alcoholic, always dealing with drama. So what I'm trying to say is, become the best version of yourself. The type of man you want to attract into your life, become that yourself first. Number 10 is be gentle. Being gentle means to be tender, kind, loving. As if you have a rose in your hand, you're going to be gentle with it because you know that it's fragile. So with your husband, with people, learn to be gentle. If that's an area in your life that you struggle in, ask God, show me how to be gentle. Teach me how to be this way, because it is honestly an amazing quality to have as a wife. When I think about God and His character, one of the things I think about Him as is in my mouth, is as a gentle person. I feel like God is very gentle in his ways. Yes, he is mighty and powerful, but one of his strengths is being gentle. Gentleness is one of them. So I'm telling you, being gentle is amazing. Even if men seem rough and strong and powerful, there's nothing more beautiful than a woman who can just go like this and say, how was your day? Like, just being gentle and kind and treating your husband in such a, like, yeah, I guess gentle way. Number 11 is become an encouraging person. Give me 1 second. Okay, so encouraging is amazing, because if you can become an encouraging person now before you get married, when you see your husband struggling or when he seems down, you will be able to come alongside of him and be his cheerleader. So if that's an area in your life that you're currently, not doing so well, start now with your friends. If you see something good in them, call it out. One of my friends, who's like one of my best friends, she wasn't so good at it. And then I think like she started just doing it more and more. I have no idea, but I saw like a 180 in her. And she became my biggest encourager. She's the reason why I actually started doing YouTube videos. So becoming an encourager is you planting seeds for someone to become the best version of themselves. Number 12 is know your identity. If you come into a marriage not knowing your identity, you will try to make your husband your identity. He will become your idol. He will become the person that you put in a high pedestal and you can't live without. However, when you know your identity, knowing your identity in Christ allows you to be rooted, so that if there's ever chaos in your marriage, if there's ever trouble, storms, you're fully rooted in God and your identity is in God. And if your husband were to mess up, or if he were to not be so nice, you don't take it personal, because he's not your God. You know that he is human, and so then you're able to pray for your husband, because your identity is not in him. He is not your God. You have your own God. Number 13 is learn new things. So learn how to cook, learn how to dance, different things that will bless your husband, but also you. I think when you learn new things, you start getting out of your comfort zone, you become adventurous. It's really awesome. I remember that one of my friends, she had a bachelorette party, and it was just this group of Christian girls. And so they were like, okay, we're gonna have a bachelor party, but for this party, we're going to go to a pole dancing class. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, like here we are, a bunch of Christian girls like shaking our booty in a pole. But it's awesome because, things like that, bless your husband, then you can dance for him. So learn different things that will truly bless your husband and also get you out of your comfort zone. Number 14 is stop gossiping about others. You see, if you're used to gossiping a lot about others when you're upset or they did you wrong, when you're married, if your husband makes you upset or mad, you're gonna go and gossip about him. And in marriage, you do not want to talk about your husband behind his back. The only time you should be talking behind his back is to say how great he is and his good qualities. But my encouragement to you is that if at the moment you're struggling with gossip, is to learn not to talk about people anymore in a negative way, but if anything, to talk about them in a positive way. Number 15 is similar to number 14. It's have a positive speech. Speak in a positive manner, speak life, speak nicely about others, speak nicely about your husband. When you speak positive, you're surrounding yourself with good things, and it also says a lot about your character. Number 16 is love your flaws and accept yourself. I, for example, had a lot of stretch marks and a lot of things I really didn't like about myself, like, gaining weight and different things. But the moment I really started to embrace who I am, where I'm at, I learned to fall in love with myself. When I came into the marriage, I wasn't insecure because I had already dealt with that when I was single. I had learned to love myself for who I was and love my flaws. And because I was confident about it, I mean, not 100% confident, because I'd be still like, oh, I don't know. But because I was already more in that mindset of like, you know what, I can't do anything about it, so I'm gonna love myself for who I am. I came into the marriage more confident rather than being so insecure and constantly pointing out my flaws. Men really don't like that, because the man that will choose to marry you loves you as you are. So if you can embrace who you are, you're not bringing that negativity into your household, into your marriage. You're actually just embracing you. So love you, embrace where you're at, accept yourself. Number 17 is learn to fall in love with yourself. Love who you are, romance yourself, fall in love with you. When I was single, I would romance the life out of myself. I would buy myself flowers. I would go on dates with Jesus, and just have that quality time. It's amazing when you can learn to fall in love with who you are, romance yourself, but also going into Jesus dates. If you can go into dates with Jesus, fall in love with him, how he is, who he is. And as you learn to do that, he shows you how to fall in love with you, because it's like a mirror. As you focus on Jesus, he shows you how he sees you, and you're just like in awe. It's amazing. So that's my encouragement for you, to learn to fall in love with Jesus and yourself. Number 18 is start saving money. Be wise with your finances, with how you spend money, because how you are right now, when you get married, it's only going to be a big zoom in into who you are. So if you really struggle with shopping, I would encourage you to start saving money, because in the long run, it's truly going to bless your marriage. Austin and I had savings when we came into our marriage, and it's been a huge blessing for our first year of marriage. We've only been married for 5 months. However, for this whole year, because we have enough savings, it's a huge blessing, a stress reliever. It helps out a lot when tough moments come. So my encouragement is start saving money up now. And obviously, if your husband has money when you get married, what a huge blessing, and you can just spend that on whatever you want. However, if you guys are starting fresh together, those savings are going to be life-changing. So start saving money. Number 19 is learn to laugh at yourself. So, and not take life so seriously. So when I met Austin, I met him in a funny way. And Austin's my husband, for those of you who are new. And I met Austin at an airport, but the reason why we met was because there was water on the floor and my foot kind of slipped. So I started laughing, hoping no one saw. And when I turned around, there was my husband. I was laughing at myself. And he actually told me that that's one of the things that he was, in awe about me, because I was laughing at myself. He could tell in that moment that I didn't take myself seriously. And it doesn't mean that I don't take life seriously. It just means that when certain things happen, I will laugh about it rather than getting mad, upset, frustrated, letting it ruin my day. I have learned to laugh at things, because there are things you just can't change, and you have an option. You can laugh about it and move on, or you can get stuck, depressed, mad, angry, frustrated. So I've learned to laugh at the moments in life, to just let things go, to not take life so seriously, and to put my trust in God. Number 20 is trust God and his timing. This one's really amazing. If you can learn this when you're single, it's going to be a huge help in your marriage, because in marriage there will be times that are rough and there will be good moments also. However, if you and your husband are trusting God for something, whether it's finances, a baby, anything in life, trusting God and his timing and being patient will help you out in the long run. So if you're currently single and not knowing where your husband is, and you're like, God, is there a husband for me? Do you have someone? This is a perfect moment for you to start trusting God and his timing. That if God has put a huge desire in your heart for a husband, I truly believe that if he's giving you this desire and it's not going away, that God has someone for you. So trust God and his timing, pray, be patient, and yeah, that's my number 20. And so these are it. I had 20 steps to start preparing to be a wife. I'm sharing with you things that really helped me when I was single, that prepared me into marriage, and that have been truly amazing, that I see that me doing those things in my singlehood have helped me in my marriage in a huge impactful way, and how I respond with my husband when there's arguments, disagreements. So I know this is going to help you. And this is it. I really love this. And recently I was asked to start making videos for the fellas, for the brothers, to know how to attract a good woman and all these different things. So if you ladies have any videos you would like for these fellas to watch on YouTube, that you would like them to know, let me know. I think I will probably most likely bring my husband to help me out with those videos. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching. If you want more videos like this, consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, share your comments below. I love you so much. Mwah.